We chose California and Nevada this year. We haven't been down in this area. It's kind of our backyard.
We got people here from all over the country. I tried to select people that weren't from here.
Yeah, this is my first time wheeling at all.
I have no idea where we're going. I was told to meet in Reno area, and then we're gonna end at the coast somewhere. I am not sure where yet.
Yeah, first JKX, we'll watch all the videos, super excited to be here.
So we're starting off in Carson City. We're working our way south. Today's pretty laid back. Everybody's just checking in. So we're here to register at the Gold Dust Hotel. We're going to be checking for fire extinguishers, all that good stuff, all the safety equipment, sign our waivers, and then tonight we have a dinner plan at the Pizza Place. Day 2. So today's the Shakedown run. We're going to go north up to Reno. Bronco Canyon is the trail we're going to be doing. There's some petroglyphs, some cool stuff, some mud, some rocks. Mainly a shakedown run. So the first part of the week we want to shake everybody's vehicle down. Why we say that is there's always something that's fallen off, you know, mad rush on the day before or the weeks before to build up for the trip. And so we want to be able to do a shakedown run, take it through the paces, and then still be able to get to the hotel where there's still stores open that we can fix the cars. Today we're headed up to the Rubicon Trail. Nobody knows where we're going. They're just following us blindly. So we got a cool little route wrapping around. We're bypassing Tahoe, work our way around a scenic route, and then end up in Rubicon right at Loon Lake. Stage there, and then we'll head out and spend one night on the trail.
Okay, day 2, we're about to head out on the Rubicon. Everybody's excited. Some people have never done the trail before, so we're really looking forward to it.
If you own a four-wheel drive vehicle, you haven't gone wheeling until you've done the Rubicon.
So awesome day on the Rubicon. We started the trailhead right about 10:30, 11. and we made it to Rubicon Springs by 4:30. Yeah, so usually nobody knows where we're going, so when we headed towards Tahoe, everybody kind of figured they knew where they're going on Rubicon, so that's why we did the bypass, and everybody's super excited by the last gas stop that they're going to Rubicon.
It was a lot more rocky than I thought it would be. It being a county road and it being a very common trail, you wouldn't think it'd be so difficult, but it's tough.
The technicality of the rocks was a little bit more intense this time. But it was great. Rubicon, man, you can't complain about running the Rubicon.
Challenge was good, but the scenery was just incredible. The trees and the mountains and the rocks, it was just great. I'd love to come back.
Pretty epic, no real big failures. Only myself, I broke a tie rod and our drag link. Everybody else pretty much rode perfectly. We did have one issue on the camera car. We pulled out a bottom plug on a diff. Clean up the oil, we're all good. Uneventful, just epic scenery, great group of people. We rolled up to the campsite. I think they call it Dirty Dozen. It's pretty cool. It's epic. It's on private property. You actually cross the river, really kind of a waiting area per se. And then they have campgrounds on the other side, fire pits. We even have some tables. There's some rocks. People are taking showers out there, bathing out there. Crew got together. We did a simple weenie roast for everybody on the trip. So there's bitchin' campfire right there. We just handed out sticks and hot dogs, had the condiments out there. So got everybody together on that first camping night, meeting new friends forever. Next morning we got up early. For the ending of Rubicon Springs up Cadillac Hill to Tahoe, it's not really that long of a distance, but if somebody breaks on the hill, you could be there all day, literally all day. We made it up to the top of the hill in 30 minutes, so it was awesome. We could order a pizza.
I don't remember the technical difficulty that we experienced this time, especially on Cadillac Hill. It just seems to me in my memory that we drove right up Cadillac Hill with very few issues. And this time, you're going to be watching your P's and Q's.
We're KKX, but watched all the videos, super excited to be here. I can't imagine what we're doing next. We've already done the Rubicon, so I'm excited to see what's up.
Our photo shoot at the top was absolutely awesome. Nobody had any issues on the trail for that area up, and then we headed over to the staging area on the Tahoe side. So we got to the staging area about 3 hours ahead of time. So what we had to do was we had to figure out some areas. We couldn't even check into our hotel. Again, nobody knows where they're going. So we couldn't check in our hotel because we're actually ahead of schedule, which is awesome, but also a problem when you got 20 vehicles behind you wanting something to do.
You just got off the Rubicon? It was X's Jeep, Bubba's Jeep. But yeah, we're getting back together. Not a big deal. And we'll be back on trail soon.
He's running a 3-link on the top and it takes a lot of load. The top bolt broke, so nothing wrong here, but top bolt broke. It's off. So they're able to find the bolt. They have enough parts here. We're able to drill out the misalignment a little bit, drill out the arm a little bit, and go to the next side and figure on the bolt. We should be good for a little bit. We'll keep checking that bolt all week though.
We went ahead and there's a local park outside of Tahoe, Twin Peaks I believe it's called. And so Eddie and City were nice enough to guide us up there. That's in their backyard. So we went ahead on their marked trails, and there's a couple rock obstacles. So we took them up there, killed about an hour and a half. Everybody got to test out the 4-wheel drive, some big loose rocks, actually some quite tough stuff out there right next to Tahoe. So it was neat to go see that.
It's been great.
Yeah, we've been going on some cool trails. Really pretty views so far. That's probably my favorite part so far, the views and good friends, like just hanging out with good people, doing our time together.
Getting to do Cadillac Hill was incredible. Technical, it was fun, it was a blast.
Rubicon Trail is a bucket list item. Just to be able to get out there and, as Doug calls it, God's country. It's beautiful.
Okay, so Wednesday morning we leave the hotel. The hotel's right on Lake Tahoe. You can literally walk outside Sandy Beach on the lake, pretty epic spot. We leave there, we're gonna do a road day. We're heading down 395. So epic, if you haven't been on that road, absolutely worth seeing. You're driving on the other side of the Sierra Nevadas and Mount Whitney, everything else. It's just mammoth. You're hitting by the epic spots down 395. We pulled in for a pit stop at the Mono Lake Visitor Center, and everybody got to see the lake and see the history on that one. And then we headed back down south, past the entrance to Yosemite, past Mammoth, into Bishop. We went ahead and we let everybody have a half-hour break, go grab some food, some more camping supplies, because again, we have a camping trip and some more dirt that afternoon. So Wednesday, the first dirt of the day is actually past Bishop. We're going to be heading up and running along the peaks. High elevation, so this is something that we're, again, the JK experience isn't just about just hardcore rock crawling or about sand dunes or mud bog and stuff like that. It's about the trip. And so we hit this high elevation. I think we can work our way up to about 8,200 feet. It's 100 plus at 4,000 feet, so we start working our way up. This is the first time people had an experience of dust. So we were tiptoeing around with dust. I'm talking regular desert, SoCal, Mexico dust. They got a chance to experience that. We hit a little bit of silt, just tiny silt, but everybody got to experience that. Some people hated it, some people liked it, all part of the trip. Beautiful stretch of road. We probably did about 50 miles of dirt trail up in high elevation, overseeing Death Valley on one side and Mount Whitney on the other side. Just absolutely epic. Worked our way down. Had a couple of issues. I think we had a cooling fan issue. So you get to see kind of everything start to come out, you know, from heating, overheating issues to transmission temps to motor oil temps. All that stuff starts to play on the different builds of the vehicle. It's part of the experience. You get to see what works, what doesn't work, what excels in different spots. Got down to the reward mine, and if you haven't had a chance to do that, that's literally right off the 395. It's probably about 10 miles in off the 395. It's a mine that's open. You can drive in. You can drive 5 Jeeps in this thing, turn around, and then drive back out. So absolutely epic. We killed about an hour and a half there.
Quarter of a mile into a rock, underground. Unbelievable. JK experience.
We're here in the reward mine where you can drive your Jeeps inside here. We're about a quarter mile in, super deep. There's that vent, mine shaft vent right there. My first time, just absolutely cool to be able to drive your full-size Jeep on 40-inch tires inside of a mine. So absolutely epic. The real treat was we had at Cerro Gordo, which they didn't know where we were going to go. We went down. It's a ghost town. It's a private ghost town. Somebody bought this ghost town. Last time it sold was about a year ago. We talked to the owners. They opened this up for us. Since we did have car issues during the day, we rolled in right at sunset. So I like to get in before sunset. We rolled in right at sunset. We had food ready. Everybody set up their camps. We had a bonfire. What a great night.
Now we're 8 miles up some gnarly twisty road and out of some sort of old school mining shack deal. So pretty cool.
Yeah, and I guess they had a good time at the campfire. And Come to find out, Harris was giving free haircuts, and apparently he's a fan of the mullet. So exciting. Thursday, we're leaving Cerro Gordo. The guy was nice enough to actually take us around for a tour. This guy knows more history than anybody ever out there. If you have a chance to go out there, see it. It's a piece of California history. So we actually took part of the trail that I wanted to hit the day before. So we hit that in the morning, and that went up to a big old salt trolley, which went from Saline Valley down in Death Valley up and over down into the valley where 395 is at. Took the sights in. We headed back down the mountain into Lone Pine. Lone Pine, we refueled, and we started our road day. So we headed up over the mountains going towards the Pacific, and we hit Highway 58. We hit some dirt trails. We hit about 15, 20 miles of dirt. We had a really cool saloon lined up, Pozo Saloon. Late 1800s saloons, been there the whole time. They have it as a venue now, so Willie Nelson, even Snoop's been there. Snoop Dogg's been there for a concert venue. So they're actually closed. They're only open on the weekends. They were nice enough to open up for us for JKX, and we had some nachos and some beverages. And then from there, we still had another hour to the coast where we had our hotel lined up. After we leave Pozo, we're heading towards Cambria where our hotel was at, and just absolutely epic. We hit the right time. The sun was setting. If you haven't seen that, it's something worth going to go see. Just absolutely gorgeous. We leave the hotel for our final day. Again, nobody knows what we're doing, so we headed over to Hertz Castle. So if you haven't had a chance to go there, absolutely epic. Big old huge property. This guy owned all kinds of media stuff back in the day, a long time ago. Spent most of the morning there. For now, we were off the guided tour about 11, and then we headed south to Slow, where David Synergy opened up for a lunch for us.
Hey, this is Dave Schlossberg from Poly Performance and Synergy Manufacturing. We're out here on the 2019 JKX trip. This year looks like we went through California, which is our neck of the woods, and decided to come by our facility here in San Luis Obispo and feed everybody. We got Moe's Barbecue helping us out here with that. We're inside our new facility. This is the new future home of Poly Performance, and we'll be giving a tour here in a minute of the new facility and our existing facility next door. We just wrapped up lunch here at our facility in San Luis Obispo, giving a little shop tour. We got two companies that operate out of here. We got Poly Performance, which is the retail arm of our business. It's mostly an e-com business where we do service and build trucks here in town, but just selling and distributing parts all over. And then our other company is Synergy Manufacturing, and Synergy Manufacturing is a parts manufacturer, mostly late model Jeep suspension and steering components. We also do make some Ram 3/4 ton and 1 ton truck products as well.
At Dave's shop, he gave us a little tour. He's doing a big old huge building out there, absolutely awesome. He walked us all around, gave us a guided tour of what they're manufacturing, what they're selling. He has two different companies out there, Synergy and Poly Performance. So yeah, they're retail stuff or online, and then manufacturing stuff. So absolutely awesome. He provided a great lunch for us, and even barbecues. That was pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. So we headed there. We stayed there for about an hour and a half. Gave us enough time to be able to flag up all the vehicles, so we had to put flags on. We're going to Pismo Beach. Pismo Beach is kind of something that we've always taken for granted. I've been going out there for years, and it's been continuing to shrink. And why it was important this time is they're trying to shut it down again, man. So all I can say is we need, as off-roaders, need to go out there, use it, say you want it, keep it open. But anyways, they're threatening to shut it down again, so it might not be there. So go enjoy it. If you haven't been there, it's a beach section of sand dunes that have been open for the public for a long time to be able to off-road on them. We don't have a whole bunch of spaces in California like that. I think that's our last one. So it's pretty neat. We spent the whole afternoon out there wheeling around, went down Sand Highway, and then went around and got a little bit of air, doing some berm shots, got to go fast in the whoop-de-doos, got to feel everything that sand dunes have to offer.
Bubba with Exodus Jeeps here decided that he wanted to go as fast as he possibly could all the way up this dune and launched probably 50-60 feet maybe, probably 10-12 feet in the air. We thought the worst, but just a transmission line, so it's all good.
Hucked it about as big as anyone I've seen huck it out here in Pismo. All good, everyone's safe, everyone's, no injuries, and we're doing great.
So from there, we headed off, got our group picture by the Pacific Ocean. From there, we headed off the beach and headed over to our hotel, which was right on the water. It's a pretty epic spot. Every room for all the guests, all the manufacturers, all had a room with a view to the Pacific off the cliff right there. And then we had a nice little dinner on the property. And then the next morning was our final morning. It was a big thank you. We had a big brunch on a beautiful venue on the water to thank everybody for coming in from all over the country.
It's been a good time. It's been fun. The JKX has been a really good time, good experience. Didn't even realize California was this nice, to be honest with you.
I did. I had an epic time, man. Mel put on a fantastic, just the whole experience, everywhere from, the Rubicon, the wheeling Carson, the beautiful drive, some of the highway stuff, Pismo Beach. A little bit of camping we did, the camaraderie between a group of people that have never met to, going at the campfire and creating mullets. So everything about it is just fantastic.
It was awesome. I had a great time, really enjoyed myself. I think we experienced some new things like sand dunes and really thick dust. That was pretty cool. We didn't break anything to this exact point, this second right now. So that's also pretty good.
I guess, yeah, it was the first time I applied, but I've always wanted to go. Jeep wasn't ready. We finally had it ready, so I felt pretty lucky. I met Mel at the Jeep Experience down in Texas, and just said, hey, I'd like to go. And he asked me what my name was, and said, all right, I might be giving you a call. It was neat how Mel, mixes in like an experience with an off-roading experience. So it was kind of like culture and Jeeps, and that was amazing. So.
Awesome trip, amazing Rubicon Trail, all the high altitude switchback roads, little pucker factor, but had a great time. And then first time on the sand dunes, that was an awesome experience, and got to see some pretty incredible stuff, some air, some send it, and glad it wasn't me. So yeah, now airing up and looking to relax and unwind a little.